Eddy, Blanco Realty and Blanco Mortgage here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about leadership. And you know, a lot of companies out there are struggling. If you go on Facebook, if you're a realtor and you're in any real estate group chat, everyone's always asking for the next best thing. So I went back and forth with this a lot of times. You know, I heard the saying, and I'm sure a lot of you out there heard the saying, there's no such thing as a bad team, just bad leaders. And I had to think about this for a little bit because there are definitely bad people on every team. And the more I thought, the more I came to the conclusion, there is a lot of truth to that saying. So as a leader, you have to be able to notice these kind of things, pay attention to these kind of things, know your employees, know your team. And a lot of times people put on a really good front. I mean, anybody out there who's dated and has been deceived knows what I'm talking about. Everybody can put on that great smile, that great personality initially, but it can only last for so long, and their true colors are definitely going to come out. Same thing with the work environment, professional environment, same exact thing. Everyone's going to put their best foot forward and then get comfortable. Their true colors will start coming out. So the main thing I look for is their why. What's your why? Why are you wanting to come into business? Why are you wanting to join our team? And most of the time, it's a why that has purpose behind it. Kids, marriage, children, I want to do better for my family. These are things I know people most of the time won't give up on. If it's, you know, I want to impress girls, I want to have this fancy car, I want to have all this money, that'll fade. That'll fade. As soon as things get hard, they're going to look for the next way out to be able to make money. So being able to notice these people who aren't really going to be an asset to your team, or who's going to be a cancer to your team, because even though they might not cause any problems for you personally one-on-one, if they're just a negative person, if they're negatively impacting the rest of your team, it's going to be bad for everyone, not just that person. So this is where I do agree. There's no such thing as a bad team, just bad leaders. Because if you're a good leader, you'll notice this eventually. Now, you might not notice it off the bat, and that's totally understandable. I mean, because people are very deceitful. They can put on a good initial face, a good initial character to get where they want to be, but they cannot keep that up for too long. Their true colors will come out. You'll see it. You'll see it in their work. You'll see it in their personality. You'll just be able to tell. And the job of a leader is, once you do tell, or once you do see that, you have to meet it directly. You have to have that hard conversation. And these are the things a lot of people wanting to be in a leadership position don't understand. You know, it's really easy to say, you know, I want to be a leader, but it's hard to actually have those conversations, like those tough conversations. It's easy to hire someone, easy to high five when they make a sale, easy to do all the fun stuff. But the hard conversations you have to have with somebody you might necessarily like them as a person, but you know it's your job to have that hard conversation with them. This is probably one of the toughest things in a leadership role. You have to have these tough conversations with people you genuinely care about. And that's what's hard. It's almost like talking to a best friend or a family member saying, you know what, you're wrong here. And most of the time, it's a good friend who's going to tell you that. So just as a good friend, you want to be a good leader. You can't let someone get away with something you know is wrong. And it's not just for you, it's for them as well. You're helping them. A lot of people might not want to tell them that, might be uncomfortable with the tension, and it's not a fun conversation. People usually get defensive when they get that kind of feedback. But as a leader, if you want your team to be successful, you have to weed out anyone you think isn't going to be a great asset to that team. And you know what? I'm very happy with who I have right now. We've weeded out a lot of people who I don't think were going to be a great fit, but that's how the team is going to succeed. As long as we know each other, trust each other, and they trust me to know, hey, if somebody messes up, it's not going to be tolerated. They know I'm not going to play favorites. They know it's about work, and we want to get the best out of the team because it's going to benefit all of us. So yes, I do think it's true. There's no such thing as bad teams, just bad leaders. Because as a leader, you're going to have to notice these things. You're going to have to notice when something's going wrong or somebody needs to be removed from that team. If you see someone or a team that's just bad. They're doing unethical things. They're having bad reviews. They're lying to their clients, and they're still in that team. There's a problem with leadership because they know about it and they're not doing anything about it. Sure, somebody unethical, a bad teammate could make tons of money for you and the company, but it's going to be a really bad look for your business, for your team. They're going to start thinking people who aren't that way are going to be deceitful as well. And sure, we'll get a lot of new business, but we're not going to get a whole lot of reoccurring business because people aren't going to trust that team any longer. So it's vital to be on top of your team, make sure everybody's how they need to be, make sure they fit the structure of the team, and make sure everybody, they don't have to get along, they don't have to be best friends, but we at least have to be able to play our positions on the team and do it ethically and be able to have repeat customers and build our brand. So if you're a leader, don't be afraid of having those tough conversations, because sometimes the people are 50-50. They're right there on the edge. They're at a crossroad. Which way do they want to go? Sometimes just having that conversation shows them, hey, you know what? They do care. They are noticing these things. They're willing to help me. You know what? Maybe they just don't know. Maybe they just need a little more help, some support to make them go the direction they need to go. So be a good leader. Have those conversations. Notice everything that's going around. Eddy Blanco, Blanco Realty and Blanco Mortgage, and I'll talk to you next time.